Hola. People often ask me how a fragrance becomes a fragrance here at Nopalera. The truth is, it starts with a story and a feeling. Whether it's the floating gardens of Xochimilco for Flor de Madera, copal for Dulce de Cuerpo, or the magical forests of Mexico City for Bosque Místico. Today, I'm going to walk you through each fragrance and how each one was built from a scent memory. I am the daughter of a Chicano farm worker and Mexican immigrant mother. They taught me to be proud of our Mexican heritage, about equality and hard work. Before launching Nopalera, I was a musician and used music as my platform to share stories of resilience. But then the pandemic hit and all gigs were canceled. I had a vision for a premium Latina brand that would show the world that Latina equals luxury. Our very first scent was Dulce de Cuerpo. If you've been following us for a while, you know that this was our very first scent that came out in the cactus cream. And it was actually our community that said, I love this scent so much. Can you turn it into a fragrance? And that's when the light bulb went off. And we said, yes, we think we can. But it was harder than we thought because taking a scent from a body cream and putting it into a fine fragrance is not just a transfer. It's not like an apples to apples. It's a different format. It's a different delivery system. And the heart of Dulce de Cuerpo is copal. That was the inspiration behind it. I wanted to get that feeling and to transport people to the center of Mexico City. And if you've ever been to the Zócalo, you have smelled copal. It is a ceremonial incense. It smells profound. It smells like you are transcending something. It smells like a really deep experience. And it only smells like itself. It doesn't smell like Palo Santo. It doesn't smell like sage. It has its own distinct scent. It just took a lot longer to capture the scent of copal. And in fact, I was literally mailing pieces of copal that I had at my house to our fragrance house and saying, this is what we're trying to capture. This feeling, this like earthiness, this groundedness, this like ceremonial feeling is what we're trying to capture. Dulce de Cuerpo truly invites you into the center of Mexico City, where it is ancient, where it is historical, where it is sacred, and where it is modern all at the same time. It's really our most unique fragrance. It smells like you're going out somewhere special. It smells like you are grounded. It smells unique. It truly is a unique scent. And so that was the idea behind Dulce de Cuerpo, to capture the essence of that ceremonial scent that you are enveloped in when you are in the heart of Mexico City. Flor de Madera was inspired by Xochimilco, which are the floating gardens outside of Mexico City. And not just the floating gardens themselves, but the journey of arriving and the journey of traversing them on the trajineras, which is the Mexican version of a gondola. So once upon a time, Mexico was a series of canals, and much like you think of Venice. And those have since been drained, and what's left is Xochimilco of that era. So this is actually my favorite scent, even though it's not the most popular. I love it because it just feels fresh. It evokes colors in my mind. And when you arrive to Xochimilco, there's markets, people that are selling fresh produce and flowers. And so that's why we have notes of tamarindo, tamarind in this scent. And so good. Going on the journey of riding the trajineras, which are the gondolas in Xochimilco, is really a visual and a sensorial experience of color, of sounds, of scent. And Flor de Madera is meant to really help you relive and recreate this feeling that it is a revival of your senses. Bosque Místico is the most popular of our current lineup. And this one really, we were trying to capture a feeling of closeness, a feeling of when you are with someone that you care about, that you love, and you are walking through or sitting down or just resting in one of Mexico's many forests and parks. And in Mexico City, there is a big park called Bosque de Chapultepec, which is actually where we did the photo shoot for this scent. And really trying to capture that feeling of intimacy. We wanted it to smell cozy. And I think that's why so many people love it. When people smell this fragrance, their immediate reaction is, oh my God, that smells so good. You know that feeling of when you're just completely relaxed, you're not worrying about anything. It is Sunday, it is a beautiful day, it's beautiful weather, and you're, skin on skin near somebody that you love. The note that really comes out in Bosque Místico, I think, is the honeysuckle, which is in the mid note, and it's that sweetness. That's, I think, what makes it cozy, what makes it smell like love, what makes it smell like trust and intimacy and hands holding in a magical setting. It's not just what is in the park itself or in the forest, but also what's happening around it. So notes like hibiscus and citrus, you have that happening around it with vendors and things that are growing, things that people are consuming. And then you have the mid note of honeysuckle, which is that sweetness, which is what gives it that intimacy, which is what makes it smell cozy, like love, like hands holding. And that's the feeling. I think it just feels like a hug. All of our fragrances were created with the desire to transport you to places in Mexico that are vibrant, that have distinct scent memories. And the beauty is that all of us can go to the same place and have completely different memories that we take away. And so we all experience them differently, but that is the intention behind which these fragrances were created. Whether you are looking for this grounded earthiness from the complexity of urban Mexico City, or the floating gardens that have ancient history tied to them, or you are in the mood for something more intimate and cozy, hidden in a park or in a forest, that is what all of these fragrances were created for, to take you to a place, to recreate memories, and to make new ones.